Lowering your expectations, selling out it's not a way. It becomes a way of self-betrayal and self-resentment. So that's a big no. But there is a difference between willingness and not willingness, right? If someone is like, hey, I don't speak this love language, but I really want to learn it. Like I had to learn words of affirmations and actually get a dictionary and find out wasn't one way to say amazing because he has all of these incredible things. It wasn't my love language, but I was willing to learn how to speak it. But if one of my love languages is physical touch, and he would like, it's not my love language and I have nothing to do with that, I would walk away because I would rather be not in a relationship than betray my soul and betray myself. If there is a will, there is a way.
A lot of people say good relationships shouldn't take work. They should be easy. And they do take work. We tend to look at the other person. I know I'm guilty of that. It's them. And I think that just so much of this feeling of like, because of triggers and because of scars and wounds that we haven't healed, even we think we have, they show up in different relationships. And it's like, whoa, where'd that come from? I thought I dealt with that already.
That perception of it's always the other person. One of my favorite like breakup lines was, and it still really is, it's not you, it's me. Because it is literally always you. Like it's never the other person. The other person's fine. We go in with our own blinders and images and views of what needs to be the way it needs to be and what needs to work, how things need to be created and shifted and managed and controlled. It is literally always your fault.
If you are single, what are all of the benefits that you're receiving from being single? Because if there were no benefits, you would be in a relationship. There is obviously something that you are getting out of this single life that you value a lot more. Maybe it's peace, maybe it is freedom. You're being just stuck and not needing to grow and no one is telling you what to do. But there is something that is a lot more important to you, that intimate love. And unless you find that and you commit to intimate love, there are very, very little chances that you will actually be in a devoted relationship.
Mm-hmm. I love that because I remember too, sometimes they say, well, why should I be in a relationship? Should everyone be in a relationship? Do I have to be? But I think it's an interesting point of view because really walking our paths alone is fine. But as I say in relationship, when it's right, it's like being in Technicolor. It's just everything is brighter. You can see not only through your eyes, but through your partner's eyes.
We are working right now with a gentleman who is, grown, obviously he's grown, but he's a boy and he's in his 40s, late 40s, 50s, like full on boy characteristics where it's always his wife's fault, no matter what. Her fault, her fault, her fault, her fault, her fault, her fault. And so one of the things that you mentioned of the finding the right person, and I think your listeners will really love this, a better question to ask rather than how do I find the right person is what I had to do and what she had to do is how do I become the perfect date?
Mm.
What do those characteristics look like?
Queens don't pursue. Queens don't pursue. Only princesses do. Queens, they are magnetic and they attract. So it's the energy from inside and it's so magnetic, the whole world sees it. And when you are a queen, a divine queen, everyone comes to the light. A lot of bugs and cockroaches too.
Dang.
So you gotta sort through it. But the pool becomes very different. And I work with many, many women. And it's fascinating when they say, but he's such a great guy. But is he a great guy for me?
Ooh.
And that's really, yes, it's a big, big characteristic when you really step into that space of a divine queen or a queen. You are attracting a lot of men and a lot of incredible men, and then you're choosing your dream person. You are choosing. It's not, I hope they choose me. I hope they like me. You are choosing.
That was so key at the retreat. I remember that, and the key word there I remember as well was discernment. Mm-hmm. When we're in our divine king, our divine queen, we don't have to go to them. They come to us and then we choose. We don't have to be chosen.
Yeah, queens are still so able to be approached. There is no kings and queens. Like, it's like, I can easily talk to this person. They're not on a pedestal. You can just walk up and just like almost hug them or shake their hand. Like, you know them. They know you. Like, you're almost like, you know their soul. And there's none of this fear of judgment or reproach, because queens and kings do not do that. Especially divine kings and queens. We never judge. We never reproach. We allow people to have grace, and we receive and give equally. And so that's one of the pure characteristics. It's the embodiment of pure joy, of pure contentment, of real peace, and of absolute love, because God is love. And so we have to embody that. And when we do, when we ultimately embody that love, people can feel it. It's a dramatic difference.
This is shifting gears a little bit from the other question. Should we have expectations of our partner, or should we have no expectations? If someone has too many rules in the relationship, or there are too many expectations, it shouldn't be that way. How do you feel about that?
It is uniquely to that person and uniquely to the relationship. There are definitely different levels of expectation the society puts on us. And a lot of times we own them. In the beginning, it's easy because it's easy to be friends, right? Because in a friendship, there are very, very little expectations. When it comes to the intimate relationship, the expectations start changing, and they change from dating to now we're boyfriend, girlfriend. Oh, now I have a different idea of the way you're supposed to treat me or do things for me. And then we go into fiance, right? And then we go into the marriage. And so the rules become stricter and stricter and stricter. And with that, the freedom, the excitement, and the passion kind of starts being more confined and more confined and more confined. The insecure part of us shows up. And we must work through it. It is not a time to escape. It is not time to hide it in the closet and pretend that we are not it. And it's not the time to point at our partners and say, it's you making me feel this way. Might be the case, might be not. But it is for you to sit in it. Because if you cannot work through whatever needs to be worked through right now while you in this level of commitment, you will break with a new level of commitment, and you would probably exit while you are still engaged, or the marriage wouldn't really last.
I'm curious about not just expectations, but what you have basic human needs and or maybe love languages, and your partner just says, that's not who I am. I can't do that. Does the other person have to lower their expectations, adjust to that?
Never lower your expectations, because you will sell out a part of yourself. You never will be fulfilled or satisfied in that relationship. So lowering your expectations, selling out it's not a way. I would rather be not in a relationship than betray my soul and betray myself. And if there is a will, there is a way.
Yeah.
And so, yes, for as long as there is a will, we can always find a way to make this relationship amazing. If there is no will, there is no way. And no matter how incredible, amazing, sexy, smart, freaking everything you are, it doesn't matter.
Bingo. Yeah. I think that's a great question, Jill, for two reasons. Reason number one, in my opinion, is it's amazing that both parties have clarity, right? One party knows their love language and the other party knows their love language. And it doesn't matter male or female who's saying what. But the truth is, if one of the parties is like, yeah, cool, I'm glad that you like words of affirmation and physical touch. If those are your two love languages, I'm glad you like those. Meaning, it's like, I'm giving you the gift. I'm telling you exactly how to love me. Yeah, I'm telling you how to love me. And if the other person's like, no,
those aren't my love languages, so I don't know how to do that. Yeah.
That's a clear, and I'm talking clear message where it's like, all right, well, this is not going to work then. Yeah.
But I think what happens to a lot of people is that we try to change, or we end up betraying ourselves in that neurotic behavior, or that feeling of like, am I wrong to want that? Maybe I'm being too
Ah,
too much.
yeah.
Maybe I shouldn't be so needy. Maybe I need to figure
Yep.
out if I'm more independent. Maybe I shouldn't rely on this person for this. The soul knows what's really true. And when we don't listen to it, we get crazy.
And you can never, ever trust a person like that. Never. And if there is no trust in a relationship, there is no relationship. So important to kind of have these conversations in the beginning, on the beginning stages before you actually commit your heart, before you fall in love, just to see it, to gauge, like, even if you align with the values, if you align with the deepest principles that are non-negotiables for you, without them, you will be a shell of a person. You will be incomplete. And when you have the conversation in the very beginning and you realize, hey, you're an amazing human being, but we got to go different ways, it's a lot easier to go separate ways than after 5 years in a relationship.
It should be grace. It should be almost like, it should almost be a math equation, because truly relationships should be so easy. Like, is 1 + 1 = 2, or does 1 + 1 = 11? Because both of those are correct in my world. Now, if neither one of those formulas is adding up in your relationship, just move on.
One final question. Can you be friends with your ex?
Mhm. It's a hard one.
I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say
Is
that
it
you
no
should
for
be.
guys or no? Because guys
It's a no
can't.
on both. It's a strong no on both. And the guys, you should not be friends with your exes. Now, if you have to see each other, you can be friendly, because some exes are parents, right? We divorced. We both have kids, so it's not like I can just never talk to my, whoever. I have an ex-wife, right? I was married once before. If we had a child together, right? Like, I have to be friendly. And
Right.
I have to have boundaries. And with my new wife, we would have to have discussions about that. But what's more important, in my opinion, is doing your absolute best to heal that relationship.
I think you can, but only if you are completely different consciousness and very, very elevated.
Mm.
But
Wait, one is and one isn't?
both.
Okay.
But most people aren't. Right? Most people have so much attached when it comes to be friends with the ex.
I can
Right?
never be your friend.
Whether it is insecurity, whether it is I wanted to see what's going on in their life, it is a lot of neurotic behaviors that start taking place, really.
Yes.
And
Yes.
once you are healed and you're actually in an amazing relationship, that friendship doesn't really have any space there anyway. And so it kind of dissolutes on its own.
If there's like business interests or things like that, how do you?
Then your relationship is a business relationship, right? Your relationship is a co-parenting relationship, but it's not like I am best friend or this is my friend. Like, no, there are too many different relationships. Like, I want you to be my lover, not necessarily my best friend. Like, you being my husband is a lot more important of a relationship than the best friend. And so you being my business partner is just as amazing as a best friend. And so I think, again, putting relationship titles on where they need to be might be a good idea.
Yeah. And to wrap it up, I'll say, for me, in that regard of like relationships, exes, how to connect and how to deal, would you drunk text that person and feel weird about it? Meaning, for me, I have some bourbon, I'm texting legit friends, like old buddies from high school or whatever. I get drunk, I think of Aubrey, my buddy that I went to college with. I'll send stupid MMA memes or poker videos or whatever. But if you get drunk and then you have this deep down inclination, urge to text the ex,
Mhm. That's the
that-
person you definitely don't need to be in contact with. Right? That's not
bingo, right? Bingo. There's still unhealed stuff there.
some attachments, some ties.
1,000%. So that's a way to create that, like, I want to go hang out with this person, or drunk text this person, like, I miss you. Like, that's a problem. That's a big
I
problem.
don't drink anymore because I've done that.
Yeah. Oh, I've done it in the past as well. Right. I've done it in the past, but I've healed all
Oh.
those relationships, every single one of them. And so now there's zero urge, there's zero challenge, there's zero issue to do that. But that's a great, I guess, benchmark, if you will, for anyone who's listening who does that. That can be a benchmark of going, okay, is this person someone that I need to make sure they're no longer karmically attached to me at all?
I love that. I love that. I think that's a great place to end. And I want to thank you both again for being here, and so excited to be with you on upcoming retreats. And thank you so much for
Thanks,
letting me be
Jill.
a part of your life. And I'm so excited to share you with the world. I'm do whatever I can to help you and serve you as well.
I love you, Jill. You're amazing.
Love
Thank you.
you.
Excited.
Bye. Ciao. Good night.